I like this movie poster, sort of like a green mutant woman who looks like the product of a drunken one-night stand between Alice Cooper and Shrek. Palace Software's 1984 Commodore 64 release of one of my favourite horror films ever made. Based on Sam Raimi's 1981 cult classic The Evil Dead. While it's marketed as horror, it leans more towards comedy, and if you're curious about how much of a joke this game is, let's take a closer look. Ash, slightly incorrectly spelt Ashley Williams, Deadite Slayer Supreme, master of the wisecrack and extremely archaic time traveller.
This is my boomstick!
For those unfamiliar with The Evil Dead, it's a classic. A group of friends head to a cabin in the woods and, accidentally, unleash a terrifying supernatural evil. Demons possess anything in sight. Evil trees cross some serious boundaries, and there's a whole lot of gore. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well for anyone. Since this Commodore 64 game, there have been several other Evil Dead titles, all primarily third-person hack-and-slash games, but this one is different. It predates Evil Dead 2, where Ash gets his iconic chainsaw arm and shotgun combo. As the ticker tape at the bottom explains, it's a defend-yourself game, but frankly, I have no idea how this was considered a game in the first place. You start off in the cabin from the film with a top-down view, and your first task is to control Ash and shut all the windows. Dotted lines indicate closed windows, while doors are represented by solid lines. To close a window or door, just walk up to it and press fire, just like real life. The purpose of closing all the windows, aside from keeping the heating bill down, is to stop the evil force from gaining entry to the house. In the movie, the evil force is an unseen, well, force that floats around and does various evil things. Look, it doesn't have very well defined goals, alright? In the game, however, it is represented by what looks like a pile of cooked spaghetti, hurled to the ground by someone with an uncontrollable hatred for Italian food.
Mamma mia!
Terrifying. Okay, so it's easy to mock the graphics, but the evil force will kill you the second you touch it, so if you're going to mock it, at least don't do it to its face. Try your best to keep the evil force out of the cabin, because once it gets in, and it always gets in, the first thing it'll do is fly over to one of your friends and turn them into a mutant. Your character, Ash, is the broad-shouldered dude here. The grey clone of Ash is one of his friends, in a blissfully unmutated state. The green people, well, that's your mutant. Ash may not be overly blessed in the intelligence department, but he knows what to do with a mutant when he sees one. Dismember it in as gory a manner as possible. To do that, you'll need a weapon, so go pick up one of the various deadite bashing tools that randomly appear around the cabin and get to work. There's a sword that's probably meant to represent the ceremonial dagger from the movie. A yellow stick. Knitting needle? I have no idea. Then there's a nice, easily identifiable pink shovel, good for lopping monsters' heads off. And finally, there's something which is either a garden hoe, an axe, or Pinocchio's leg. Once you've grabbed a nearby weapon, walk up to the mutant and press fire. This all sounds like a jolly enough survive-em-up romp, and that's exactly what the game could have been, but it isn't. Right from the start, glaring flaws become apparent, and it only gets worse as you get further into the game. The first thing you're likely to notice is that Ash is a big, strapping lad. A little bit too big and strapping because his wide-shouldered frame is forever getting stuck on the scenery, and simply turning around could be a nightmare, especially when your friends, who cannot walk through, all decide to stand around in the corner, while the evil force bears down on you. I tried hacking my way through my pals, hoping to at once save them from the horror of becoming a foul undead ghoul, and to save myself by climbing out of a window, but you lose a life if you purposefully kill them. I'm not saying I should have been given a medal or anything, but a little recognition of my initiative would have been nice. I really wanted to like The Evil Dead, not just because I'm a fan of the film, but because it could have been good. an against all odds battle against the marauding forces of demon kind, with an emphasis on defence and survival, would have made for an interesting take on the source material, much more interesting than the usual side-scrolling platformer. But in the end, the Evil Dead's many flaws weigh the game down and eventually crush the fun right out of it. It's a curious relic with about 5 minutes of playtime wrapped around a nearly good idea, but ultimately it ended up as a missed opportunity. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to let me know your experiences with The Evil Dead in the comments section. Is this the first time that you're even seeing this game? I'd be interested to know. Smash that subscribe button for more nostalgic Commodore 64 games, and definitely check out the vast library of titles already up there on the various playlists. It's an epic journey down memory lane, and I'm massively appreciative that you guys are with me for the ride. Until the next one, bye for now.
Hail to the king, baby.
Groovy.